I'm assuming now that Caleb Williams will be the first name that we hear announced in that draft, because we saw
Yeah.
some movement this week in the odds. Like Jayden Daniels, his odds kind of going from like 14-1 to be the number one pick, kind of around 7.5-1 now.
Yeah.
Odds to be a Bear kind of cut in half. And you hear report. I mean, I know there are teams out there that kind of have Williams and Daniels is 1A and 1B. You were talking in the group chat, and we'll talk about it a little later about how Williams not taking his physical at the combine was kind of a little weird.
Yeah.
Is that red flag? But we still think when push comes to shove that it will be Williams who winds up going number one.
I think so. And I texted you guys about 2 weeks ago. It was before the combine, right? It was like, hey guys, is it worth putting a little bit of money on Jayden Daniels to go number one overall? You three laughed at me all you
Move the
wanted.
market.
But my point was that I think the number is going to come way down before draft time. And I'm not sure he's going to win, but we talk all the time, Bear, about having sort of tickets in your pocket, right? And the idea of sort of having a good number, even though you might not win that wager, but the number, we talked all those things about, the Brock Purdy MVP, the Tyreek Hill MVP odds, right? Like just having that good number. And at that time, I told you guys it was 20-1, 21-1. Now you had 14-1 on one of your sites. It's 7-1 now. Do I think Caleb Williams is going number one? Yes. But enough people now are starting to talk about Jayden Daniels going one overall that it makes me wonder, okay, what are the Bears really thinking? Now, it could just be boredom of dealing with talking about the same thing over and over again, right? Just like in the NFL, every year we pick someone but Kansas City to win, even though it's always Kansas City, right? I get the boredom of this, but it does feel like we watch more Caleb Williams film. There are some holes in his film. It's not really, I don't think, his fault per se. The offense was really atrocious. The offensive line was bad. There's no rhythm in the passing game. But you start sort of watching more film on Williams. Can Daniels do more? I think Williams is better. I think it's significantly better, Bear. It's not like I don't think he's good. I'm just talking about the odds of this. There could be a team that says, look, man, we want to go to one. We want Jayden Daniels. It's a draft season. I saw tweets that some teams have Daniels ahead of Williams on their board. I don't know. I thought the number was good. I still think Williams is going one. The Bears cannot pass on Caleb Williams. I'm not concerned about any of the off the field issues, which is really is none of it. It's just his manager who's managing him. People have concerns about. So Williams is going one, in my opinion. I think Daniels is going two. There's wagers to be made around that. He's still plus money barely now to go two. I think he fits what Cliff Kingsbury has had in a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, Tyler Murray. That's what Jayden Daniels kind of, I would sort of comp him in that direction. The ability to move and run is better than Drake May. I think May goes 3 to New England. I don't know, but he goes 3, and then we go McCarthy somewhere in the top 10. I don't get it, Bear, why he's going the top 10, but McCarthy feels like coming out of the combine in the top 10. Offensive line, wide receiver, quarterback. These numbers aren't up yet, but like defense might be 10.5 in the first round. Defensive players taking, Bear, and the under. I mean, you have a couple cornerbacks, one from Alabama, one from Clemson. You have a defense tackle from Illinois. You have Chop Robinson. You have Verse kid from Florida State.
Dallas Turner.
Leatu Lot. Like, that's 8 guys that you mentioned. I mean, I don't. That might be it, Bear, in the first round. So,
and usually corners are like the number you really want to go over, because usually
there's 3. There'll be 3. There'll be 3. There'll be the Toledo kid on Mitchell. I forgot to mention. There'll be 3 in the first round. So 3 corners, 2 pass rushers, 1 D tackle. 3. That's it. I don't know, Bear, who else is going the first round on defense.
But this is a helpful exercise, because these numbers are not up anywhere that I have found yet in terms of offense, defense breakdown, position breakdown, first wide receiver. I haven't seen a lot of this other than first quarterback taken.
Yeah.
Like, this will, like, as we do this and you doing this right here, like, that's helpful for when, as soon as the site throws this up, you flashback, hey, oh yeah, wow, they have 13 defensive players taken in the first round. Like, we just barely got to 8 or 10. So like, I mean, I'm just making up a number like the site puts that. Like, I think that gives people a little bit of an advantage when to be able to get a good number and throw something up there to it. I want to just go back quickly to Caleb, because you brought up film again. I'm no film quarterback expert or whatever, but the one thing that, and again, I don't know if it was the circumstances with the offense, the offensive line, the situation, whatever, but the one thing that I noticed in the previous couple of years now with Caleb is just kind of his mindset to just not necessarily want to settle for like this short gain, the easy completion. Like he wants to try and make every play like a highlight film type throw or a 30 or 40 yard. Like am I wrong with that, or
No.
is it just?
You're not wrong on that thought, Bear, but this is why the pre-draft process is important to talk to Caleb Williams, talk to the coaches and find out the why, right? Is the why because he's selfish, doesn't want to take the easy throw? To me, that's not the why. The why is the offense had no rhythm, Bear. Like when you watch him play, it wasn't like it didn't feel like there was a purpose to the offense, which is odd for a look around the offense. We've seen over the years, right? His ability to run the ball, throw the ball deep, like have this sort of pace and rhythm. They didn't have bad offensive line this year. The wide receivers were not as good as they looked on paper to start the season. No real tight end. Running back was okay this year, but again, the offensive line wasn't great. And the defense was historically bad. And so all these things go into Caleb Williams' head of like, okay, I got to make special plays because I don't have special players around me, and my defense can't do it. And then also it's a part to not to ramble on, but part of it too is there weren't easy throws in the offense. It's not like the offense had Caleb Williams catch the ball, slant, boom, hit that guy. Okay, here's a quick out. Here's over the middle, tight end. It wasn't part of the offense. So a lot of times he's holding the ball, trying to find something else deep because there's nothing underneath. His time to throw is like 3.5, which is crazy high in college football, right? Bo Nix, 2.5. Michael Penix, 2.6. Like time to throw typically can be a negative to evaluate a quarterback. Why is the ball not out early? When you watch his film, it's because no one's open. There's no one there to throw the ball to. And his time to throw isn't that he is trying to make a special play at times. He's just no one open. He's trying to find a play down the field because there's no one else to throw to. So this is why watching the film, I think, is important discussion about the draft. Advanced stats are great. I love ADOT. I love EPA. I love DVOA, Bear. I love all those numbers. But the why is important, right? Why is someone's ADOT so low? Why is Bo Nix's ADOT so low? Well, go watch the film and figure out why. It's not because he's a check down king. It's just sort of part of the offense. Go find why is Caleb Williams' time to throw so high? Go look at the film. I know not everyone has access to it. All the games are on YouTube. You can watch a TV copy. There just wasn't a rhythm in the offense. And yes, I think he has to work on finding that rhythm in the NFL. But 2 years ago, they had it. They had better wide receivers, better offensive line. So he goes to Chicago, let's say. He has DJ Moore. He has a decent offensive line. There's work to be done. And probably Roman Dunze is drafted in the first round by the Bears. If not him, maybe it's Malik Neighbors, or maybe it's Marvin Harrison if he drops. They want to trade up for him. Or second round, you draft the kid from South Carolina, right? Leggett, who ran like a great time, or Keon Coleman, right? Who was faster in sort of the GPS numbers than he was on the 40 time. Like you're going to have playmakers there better than USC. So long way to say, I think Caleb Williams is going to be fine in the NFL. Things to work on, of course, as every rookie does, but USC's offense last year, Bear, was just really bad.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.